How do you guys do on the black shirts today? Was anything special, or just kind of had in the locker room ready for guys to go?
No, had them in the locker room ready to go. Coach discussed it a couple days ago, and then we decided to give them, who to give them out to, and then Coach said it this morning if we were ready to do it, and they were in their lockers hanging up. So it was really neat to watch them come out the gates with them. You could see the excitement in their eyes, and they knew what it was about. I actually threatened some of them like, hey, you don't act right. You have your regular jersey there standing on the sideline, so we'll switch that out real quick. That's a special deal around here, and we want to make sure that we uphold it the right way. There was 12 today. Cam got the extra one from last year, coming in here doing, and everything he's done in the off season, the summer, fall. Felt like he was a guy who had earned one as well.
So the other 11 are just the 11 that are up top.
Yep. The 11 stars, and again, that's not just the 11 at the top of the depth chart. Those guys went back and looked at all the stuff that they had done, mat drills, if they were on the black, if they were black shirt in the off-season stuff, and then you go through the summer, the elite lists and all those things like that. It gets real tricky in there, but yes, it was the 11 starters this one. Yeah.
What's been the challenge of getting ready for this UTEP offense, which you will mention, going to a lot of different spots for film study and all that?
Yeah, you can see it especially when they play the FCS opponents, the FBS opponents. They play to win. You see all the formations, you see the tempo, you see they go for it a lot on fourth down. You can see it in the play calling, very aggressive. They got a lot of trick plays. They'll run some fakes on you. They keep you on your toes with the PAT field goal block, with all the stuff they do there. So they make you work. They make you prepare. So they're fun to watch on tape, and it'll be a great challenge this week.
What gives you confidence in you forgot that one corner spot? Just the versatility he's giving you too.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a veteran. Number one, when he came back towards the end of last year, you saw him play, and obviously you saw the maturity, you saw the experience, you saw the playmaker in him. And then just throughout the course of Bly being hurt and some of those other young guys, I thought Coach Butler did a great job of moving guys around in there at corner. Between Jeremiah, him, Sierre, Malcolm going back and forth, cross-training some guys, Larry Tarver coming on. Did a really nice job of making sure guys got meaningful reps, so that way we can put guys in there. So just felt like right now you go with the 5 DBs that you feel are the most experienced and that can play, and you couldn't keep them off the field. So that don't mean you won't see them at safety as well. Again, all those guys are interchangeable.
Tony, how much do you claim El Paso as a place that helped shape you in football or in life?
Yeah, it really did change my life, because I grew up in New York, and there wasn't any sports around. So then when I went to El Paso, that was the first time that I got a chance to play football and be involved in that. And from then on, it was just all football, grades better, not being a knucklehead off the field. So that my football life started in El Paso. So my second family lives in El Paso. My brother, my stepbrother, I call him my brother. He's like works for the athletic department, the district, and so still got a lot of friends over there. So it's a special place to mark.
Coach Rule had mentioned yesterday, week 1 and 2 games are often won and lost defensively because of tackling.
Yep.
Why is that? Is it more so in week 1 and 2? Maybe why not?
Yeah, you saw that a lot in the games I watched. I watched the New Mexico game, saw that, and then saw the Georgia Tech Florida State game. You saw a lot of missed tackles. Just the speed of the game, guys getting used to the speed and seeing somebody different and all that stuff. And of course you get the butterflies in the stomach, and it's under the lights and it's real. But that's why the focus is always on us and making sure that we take care of our business. Making sure that we emphasize tackling from the first thing we do all the time. And putting those guys in position to make sure that they are tackling, that they are aware of what they're doing in practice. So that way, as Coach said today, you put in all this work so that you can go out there and be confident in what you're going to do on Saturday. So.
How has the tackling been, especially in the scrimmages? What have they shown you in that area?
Yeah, it's progressed. Like, you go and use your first one, it's sloppy, wasn't good enough. Then the second one, you're seeing guys get to understand like how we want to do things tackling, especially in the open field, out there on all the perimeter screens and all that stuff. You want to make sure you overemphasize that because that's what you're going to see this week. So it's gotten better and better. Is it where it's supposed to be? I think we're going to leave that till after the season to say if it was good or not. But right now, the guys are getting better. Guys understand what kind of game it's going to be and why we're emphasizing it so much in practice. So.
They haven't named a starting quarterback between Lockley or is there much of a difference between McConnell and Lockley?
Yeah, I mean, I get the gamesmanship and all. You know what I mean? We came out and named it. I get all that stuff. You see them on tape and you see the differences. One of them may be a little bit better passer, not as much of a scrambler, so to speak, and the other one, he's a guy who runs around a lot. You know what I mean? So we prepare for both of them. Got a feeling of which one it will be. Just looking at the tape and seeing how valuable the quarterback run game is in the offense. So getting a feel for that. But really, again, at the end of the day, Coach had a great saying. We want to be humble enough to prepare the right way. You know what I mean? Because if you don't respect your opponent, you're going to get beat. That's just football 101. But we want to be confident enough to go out there and do what we're supposed to do. And so we've given them different looks. We're preparing for both, and we'll see what happens.
Tony, you obviously had to wait 2 weeks, play 2 games last year before you could get out of the stadium. What do you think it does for the energy that you guys can generate on defense to actually begin the season out here in front of your fans?
Oh, I think it's going to be electric. I mean, again, I think being in Nebraska, you hear about the greatest fan base and that kind of stuff, and it's just kind of words in the air. But it truly, spring games, 66,000 plus. We weren't getting that when I was at Arizona State in games. You know what I mean? Like, we weren't getting that in Syracuse. Like, we were not getting that. That was not happening. You know what I mean? And so to see 90,000 first game of the year, I think it's going to be electric. And the guys feel it. They know. I mean, you feel it in the air. Just the vibes. I mean, you kind of get the goosebumps right now talking about it. It is going to be a great day in there. Okay. Good.
With Dylan being named the starter last week, how has he challenged defense?
Oh, he every which way. For as much as he can throw the ball and the different concepts and all that stuff, and keeping everybody in tune all the time, because he can roll out one way, throw it back, against the grain, all that kind of stuff. Dylan's smart. Like he extends plays, and I think one of the things that we wanted to work on last year, especially, was the off script plays, the guys scrambling around and then finding throws down the field. And so got a lot of practice at that with him running back there, and all the quarterbacks doing that to us. So it's going to be fun to watch him.
What are the last 24 to 48 hours like for you as a D coordinator before an opener? Are they different from the other games just because you haven't played yet?
That's a great question, man. You start to get restless. You start to work on the pin things with the fingers. I start flipping my pins in my fingers. Like, you just start getting antsy and all that stuff. You wonder, like, do you have enough defense? Do you have too much defense? Do you have too little defense? You start your mind starts going all over the place. But then, you kind of hone in and you look at the guys and. Again, it goes back to the work that you put in all off season. This is, you've studied the opponent the first 4 a couple times already throughout the year, and you can feel it out at practice. As you get into the trade periods and giving more looks of the opponent, stuff like that. And it just kind of builds up, and you get that. I remember the first time I ever called the game, I sat down and I was like, man, I don't think none of this stuff is going to work, man. We might give up 100 points today. And we went out there and had 6 turnovers and did all that kind of stuff. So, your mind just races, but it's a good feeling. It's football season, right? So it's a good feeling.
One more on Campbell and Hart. What's put him in position to get a black shirt is relatively young.
Yep. He is OOU. He's what this place is all about, what this program is all about. Academically wise, engineering major, elite grades, elite process in the classes he's taken and knowing where he's supposed to be and doing the things he's supposed to be doing. You watch him in the off season and he's 100 miles an hour, no excuses, always in front of the lines, just kind of a low maintenance, blue collar guy. And then when he goes out there, he knows what to do, he knows how to do it, and then he does it at an elite level, and he's a great teammate. Just again, OOU, if you talk about one of the first guys you mentioned about with the DNA of the program, it would be him. So.
Sierra's only been here for a couple of months. I feel like he's taken to the
Yeah, I mean that's the program. He's put in a lot of work, especially to catch up to the guys and all that stuff. And he's done a nice job, still growing, still understanding the way things are done here and the way things were done at his old place are completely different, right? And one of the things about Sierra is he was told, and I think it's coming to fruition, is that when you come here, you're going to be the best version of yourself. You're going to be the most accountable version of yourself, the biggest, strongest, fastest version of yourself. And then we're going to hold you accountable on the grass because I remember recruiting him in high school, and he was one of the top athletes in the country. You know what I mean? And so we've messed up that process along the way at his first wherever he was, and then now it's like kind of like a restart for him, and it's fun to watch him understand, like, okay, this place is different, the standards, the accountability. Hey, if I'm supposed to be at a certain weight, if I'm supposed to be at a certain hydration, if I'm supposed to be wherever I'm supposed to be ready to go, like, it's just different. And it's fun to watch young men see it and really take to it. So
I know you guys think a lot of Tommy Bill's athleticism. Where
Yep.
does Sierra compare if he's at his top peak athleticism?
Oh, I mean, they're different players. Tommy is super athletic, and you don't realize how big he is. He could be 210 pounds doing the stuff he does, which is ridiculous. Sierra's about 180, 185, twitchy, little twitchier, little smaller. So different in that regards, but still you got two guys who are elite talents.
Where's your green dot helmets?
The green dots will go to. We're still moving that around just because of the special teams aspect and how many we're going to get and all that kind of stuff. So we're still trying to figure that out. Thank you.